Welcome to News Watchin'. I'm Archana Pathak. The U.S. women's national team defeated South Korea in a friendly this afternoon, 6-0. Shosh Bedrosian is in Cary, North Carolina with more. Shosh?
Thank you, Archana. What another successful win for the U.S. women's national team. Last week they beat them 3-1, and this week they beat them 6-0. This was the 11th time the women's national team has played South Korea, only drawing in 2015 and 2008. The key players for this specific game were Samantha Mewis, Julie Ertz, Ashlyn Harris, and let's take a look at some of those highlights from this game. So we have a corner kick in the 3rd minute, and we have Samantha Mewis getting on that far post for the finish. Lindsey Horan sent it in for the second goal, and Samantha Mewis with the volley again. Now we're starting a play from the midfield, and Alex Morgan sending it through to Kristen Press and sliding it right over the keeper's head for a goal. We have a pickoff for South Korea, sending that ball through once again. Ashlyn Harris coming up big, and there she is, saving it for the U.S. Another corner kick for the United States. Lindsey Horan sending it to the far post, and Julie Ertz getting it for that goal. Now we have Megan Rapinoe there, picking it off the South Korean defender, and Lynn Williams there for that far post, and for another goal for the women's national team. Megan Rapinoe sending it far post again, and Allie Long tapping it in for that right bottom corner. Another successful win for the women's national team is not a surprise to any of us. They have a tougher competition coming up against Canada soon, and we're looking forward to that, having a tougher competition. And that game will be played on November 9th in Vancouver. Archana?
It looks like another successful win for the women's national team, but I think we're all curious about their next friendly against Canada in November. Shosh, how do you see the team preparing for this upcoming game?
So Canada and the United States have always been neck and neck competitors in every single tournament and every competition they have played against one another. So this friendly is going to be a true test to see how the United States will improve from South Korea and how they will go on. I think Coach Jill Ellis has a significant role in this to see who's going to be the starting 11 for this next coming game. And with veterans like Christine Sinclair and Desiree Scott in that defense and that midfield for Canada, it's going to be interesting to see who Coach Jill Ellis puts in those starting positions for the U.S. I'm Shosh Bedrosian at the Wake Med Center in Cary, North Carolina.
Thanks, Shosh. Coming up next on News Watch, and we'll take a look at the aftermath of the wilderness in Northern California and how Saudi Arabia is finally letting women into sporting stadiums. Stay with us. Welcome to News Watchin'. I'm Archana Pathak. The U.S. women's national team defeated South Korea in a friendly this afternoon, 6-0. Shosh Bedrosian is in Cary, North Carolina with more. Shosh?
Once again, another successful team win for the United States women's national team here at the Wake Med Center in Cary, North Carolina. The sun is shining, and over 9,000 people in attendance for this successful game for the national team. The U.S. has never lost to South Korea, making this their 11th time of meeting here in the States, only drawing in 2015 and in 2008 to the team. The top players for this game were Samantha Mewis, Kristen Press, Ashlyn Harris, and Julie Ertz. Let's take a look at some of those highlights from this game. The first goal was scored off of a corner kick from Abby Delkemper to the far post. Samantha Mewis finishing it with that header. Lindsey Horan sending a ball in, and Samantha Mewis there for the volley once again. Another play starting in the midfield for the national team. Alex Morgan sending it through to Kristen Press, doing a move, getting around, and plopping it over the keeper. Here's a play for South Korea, who found that pick, sending it through to their striker, and Ashlyn Harris coming up with a big save. Another corner kick for the national team. Lindsey Horan sends it to the far post, where Julie Ertz is able to get a finish for the national team. Megan Rapinoe picking it off the South Korean defender, knowing Lynn Williams is in the box, sending it and scoring off that one. And finally, Megan Rapinoe again in the far post, sending it to Allie Long and sliding it into the right corner. Another win for the United States is no shock to us, but they will be playing Canada in their next friendly on November 9th at 7 p.m. We'll take a look at how crucial that game is to the United States and how they're going to build off of South Korea from that win, that 6-0 win, and seeing how they're going to be playing against a more powerful team like Canada.
It looks like another successful win for the women's national team, but I think we're all curious about their next friendly game against Canada in November. Shosh, how do you see the team preparing for this game?
I think Coach Jill Ellis has a huge role in seeing how the success against Canada will play out. You know, Canada is a more technical, more fit, and they have a more history for the program with that team. So I think Coach Jill Ellis needs to find a starting 11 that's going to be secure in Canada, and seeing how the next couple weeks in camp is going to really improve it. Canada has some significant players like Christine Sinclair, who is a veteran for the team, Desiree Scott in the midfield, and we have Kadisha Buchanan, who is also a really quick and fast defender for Canada. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Jill Ellis is going to be able to be successful against them, and how their improvements are going to change against this upcoming friendly. I'm Shosh Bedrosian at the Wakeman Center in Cary, North Carolina.
Thanks, Shosh. Coming up next on News Watchin', we'll take a look at the aftermath of the wildfire in Northern California and how Saudi Arabia is finally letting women into sporting stadiums. Stay with us.